Alright, guys, today we're here with my great uncle Kenneth Robinson, and he was stationed. Where were you stationed at?
Chu Vietnam.
Chu Lai, Vietnam. And he was in the Vietnam War, obviously, from that statement right there. And we're going to talk about his time there. And starting off, what was like a normal day for you there?
Well, I was in the mortar platoon, and we normally stayed on a hill in the jungles, and the line platoons worked around us, and we worked with them through the day. And we just like camping. We was out in the jungle, and we worked on our equipment, cleaned our mortar tubes, and played a lot of cards if nothing was going on.
Mm-hmm. Was there any like favorite food down there or meals?
Oh yeah, it was dehydrated food that we got after I was over there a while, and it was you just had to. It came in bags, sealed bags, and we had to pour hot water in them. And it was potatoes and cheese and beef.
Mm-hmm.
It was real good. And then beans and franks and sea rations and pound cake and peaches.
Is that about it?
That's about it.
Alright, so we already went over where you were stationed at Chu Lai, and I can imagine it was pretty scary over there at times. Can you give us an idea of what your scariest time was?
Yeah, we were out with one of them. We was out with the rest of the company. We was on patrol, and we were with them. We was in the infantry, and we had to carry our mortar tubes and all that stuff with us. And we walked through this jungle, and our point man got shot, and we set up on a little point sticking out in a bunch of rice paddies in a wooded area, and we dug in and stayed there. They mortared us, and we had to call in airstrikes from jets and from helicopters. And it was pretty tough. A friend of mine got hit from Betsy Lane, as a matter of fact, got hit with shrapnel in the mouth. He was a radio operator.
Wow.
And we stayed there about 4 days.
Oh, man.
And we stayed buried in a foxhole that we dug. Mm-hmm. And when we got orders to pull out, we fired all of our mortar rounds and everything. We just dropped them out in the rice paddies, and they sat there and watched us, and we got up and walked out.
Wow.
Just walked out.
Pretty intense over there then.
Pretty intense that was, yeah.
Did you communicate with people at home a lot?
Oh yeah, I got mail every day.
Every day?
I had one sister that stayed over there a full year, and she wrote me a letter every day.
Wow.
And the mom and I heard from mom and dad, but Patricia wrote me every day.
Wow. So how long were you over there? You said you were there a year at a time. But
1 year exactly, 365 days. To the day, to the hour almost.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you kept in contact with people here through just mails and letters?
Yeah. I got the call one time. I went on an R&R for a week in Hong Kong and got to use phones, and I called home then. But I stayed in Hong Kong 5 days.
What did you miss most about this place here?
Family.
Missed your family the most?
Family, yeah.
What about the home cooked meals?
Oh yes. Home cooked meals were good.
Better than what you were getting, right?
Yep.
All right.
My mother always sent me care packages. She'd send me apple pies, 5 and 6 at a time. Sometimes they'd get lost in the mail, and it might be 2 weeks before I'd get them. But all those guys I was with, there was 14 of us in that mortar platoon, and they all knew when that big box came that it was full of apple pies. So I had to share my apple pies.
So I can imagine when you got back here, things were a little different. So how things changed around here when you got back home?
It wasn't that much. It was a year, and it was, people were a year older, and kids were more grown up, and but it really hadn't changed much, didn't it?
What was the greatest lesson that you learned over there that you can apply to everyday life here?
To appreciate family and to appreciate God.
Yeah.
Because I asked him the first day I got over there, The helicopter kicked us off on top of this hill, and a bunch of scrawny looking, rugged looking guys. I didn't know any of them was there. I threw myself down in the corner of one of them, had a little tent pitched up, and I got in the corner of that tent and I prayed and prayed and prayed. Said, Lord, please help me get out of here. And that was a year later. He did. I forgot him a lot of times through that year, but he didn't forget me, and he got me home. And
That's right. All right, well, Ken, I want to thank you for doing this for me.
anytime.
Love you.
Love you. Is that it?
We out.
Yeah.